Take a look around your physical workspace, or even the apps on your phone. If you're like most people, you're going to find a graveyard of abandoned hobbies, half-read books, and unfinished online courses. It's easy to look at that pile and blame a lack of willpower, but your hardware is fine. You are simply caught in an invisible psychological trap called shiny object syndrome. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the emotional cycle of change. Whenever you plan a new project, your brain gets a massive, unearned spike of dopamine. You haven't done any actual work yet, but you feel the thrill of winning. We call this peak uninformed optimism. But then the actual effort begins. The dopamine battery drains, the work gets boring, and you crash right down here into the valley of despair. This is exactly where 90% of people quit and chase the next shiny idea. Today, we are going to fix that wiring. We are going to build a 5-step finisher's protocol right now. This protocol is designed to help you break the habit of starting over and move you toward becoming someone who actually finishes what they start. Step 1 is to shrink the goal. Take that main project you keep abandoning and reduce the barrier to entry by 90%. If your goal is to work out every day, do not start with a grueling 1-hour gym session. Start with a 5-minute stretching routine in your living room. This drastic reduction has a specific purpose. You are unlearning the habit of walking away and actively training your finisher muscle instead of reinforcing your quitter muscle. Step 2 is to create what we call a distraction parking lot. Open your phone's Notes app right now and pin a blank list to the very top. Here is the operational rule. When you are working and suddenly feel the urge to learn Python or start a dropshipping business, do not act on it. Type it onto this sheet instead. Writing the idea down neutralizes your brain's sudden craving for a new dopamine hit. It allows you to acknowledge the distraction without derailing your current focus. Step 3 is to burn the ships. Right now, quitting is completely free for you, and when the work gets difficult, your brain will naturally take the easiest escape route. You need to fix that. Take a physically painful amount of cash, hand it over to a trusted friend or family member, and give them a strict deadline for a micro goal. Make the condition absolute. If you miss that deadline by even 1 minute, they keep the money. By injecting real, immediate loss aversion into the process, you force your brain out of its natural quitting mode and directly into problem-solving mode. Step 4 is to program mental time travel. To survive the extreme boredom of the valley of despair, your brain requires an emotional anchor. Build a specific music playlist with 3 to 5 high-energy tracks. Choose songs that precisely replicate the thrill and optimism you felt on day 1 in your project. When your motivation drops, deploy this playlist. It acts as a hard psychological trigger, reviving your initial excitement and forcefully pushing you through the slump. Step 5 is to schedule the boredom reset. Your brain abandons deep work because it is constantly overstimulated by cheap, instantaneous digital rewards. Everything else feels too slow. Open your calendar application and permanently block out a half day every single week, strictly dedicated to a technological detox. The parameters for this block are rigid. Absolutely no phones, no internet, or hyper-stimulating tech. You are only allowed a notebook or time outside in nature. This physical separation forces deliberate boredom. By sitting in that silence, you systematically reset your brain's baseline for what it finds engaging. When you starve the brain of that constant stream of cheap dopamine, you lower your threshold for focus. It makes your main project feel less like a chore and more like a task you can actually complete. Look at the architecture you've just built. You have a shrunken goal, a distraction parking lot, financial stakes, an emotional anchor, and a scheduled reset. You are moving away from relying on fleeting motivation and toward a consistent structure that keeps you on track even when the initial excitement fades. Right now, drop into the comments below. Write out your shrunken micro goal alongside a definitive completion date. Every like on that comment is a public contract. You've set the date, now use the protocol to hit it.